So it was me and Charmander, and it was way too early for this nonsense, and we were just barely able to roll out of bed. And we poured ourselves a cup of coffee. We had ourselves a nice pancake breakfast, bacon and eggs, over easy, mind you. And then we just were like, we can't face the day any longer. So we pulled out our friend Shedinja, as longtime listeners of the podcast will know. We have a Shedinja also, and we looked right into his back, and he sucked our souls right up in there, and we died forever. And that's it. The end.
That's why you don't do mornings.
Good morning, listener. Welcome to After DARKRAI. No holds barred, no nothing podcast. We're talking about Pokemon Hurt the ones we love. I am Brett. That one is Gracie. Gracie, say hi.
Hello.
And we are back again. You're listening to this at the normal time and
Whatever
date it
time you
comes
do.
out. It comes out, or it comes. Gracie, it does come out in the morning. So there's a
That's
decent
true.
chance that if anybody's listening to this, it is in the morning. Although I can't imagine anybody that listens to this thing as soon as it comes out. But you never know. But if you are,
Yeah.
good morning. Good morning to you, Gracie.
Good morning.
Good
It's
morning,
very early.
me. It's very early. So normally, peek behind the veil, we normally record super late to accommodate
At
Gracie's
like 11
school.
p.m.
Yeah, and accommodate for the things that I do in the evening. So we usually do late recordings. Um, but yeah, here we are, bright and early
It
in the
is
morning.
8 a.m.
For me, it's nine
Too
thirty
early.
or 9. But it's time wake up, Gracie. Time to meet the day, greet it, and is she gone? Is she gone forever? She's she said, "Nope, I'm peacing out." While Gracie figures out why she no longer wants to be on the show because she'd rather be in bed, there's plenty of stuff to go over in the Pokemon world of things,
Okay.
and she's back.
Hey, my
Oh, there
bad.
she is. She
Welcome to
she
Zoom
she just took a
crashes.
nap. She took a nap right inside the Pokeball. She went back. She went in there, took
It's a
a
quick snooze.
time
Quick
stasis
snooze.
nap. Time was deleted and nothing
Mm-hmm.
existed. After several thousand years of sleeping, she's back out and energized and ready to go. But there,
Let's
Gracie, I was just
go.
saying, let's go. Speaking of go, there's
Oh,
go news. And you know what? It's such good go news. We should throw a festival. You know
we
what? Let's
should
do it.
fest it
Let's
up.
have a Go Pokemon Go festival. What do you think?
I I am I love Go Fest. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Is this when I take my hot take? Because I'm gonna like say it.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Mm.
No, go ahead. Give
No,
us your
okay.
thoughts.
So I obviously like everybody loves global, right? Everybody loves having fun with um whenever things go well with global.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Osaka and London,
Uh-huh.
right, are
August
the two.
August 4th, 5th, and 6th, for both
Um,
cities, Osaka and
feel like it's
London.
a feel like it's an interesting take for Niantic to hold a giant festival in two giant cities at the same time.
Also, we'll talk about the American one here in a minute, but those two, like I would much rather, like, no offense to the city that it's at this year, but if money was no object, man, I'm going to Osaka or I'm going to London.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
continue.
But anyway, so it's like interesting. I wonder how there's. I know there's time zone differences, but like it's still an all weekend thing. Like I'm very curious how their servers do. Anyway, and then there's New York City,
New York City, New York. You remember those
and
commercials with the
I
salsa?
do.
In New York
Do.
City, they don't know salsa in New York City.
They don't. So hot take. I wish I could go. Maybe that's why I'm salty. But
Me too.
the timing is weird. It's in the like late mid to late August. It's like August 18th or 19th or something like that. So when a bunch of schools are starting,
Yeah.
which is odd.
Yep.
It's in a very expensive city, if as far as like
Well, cheaper than if you or I went to Osaka, Japan, or London, England.
yes,
Like, just for
but
the
I meant
sake
like
of,
hotels and like things, right?
you'll just save money on flying within the country.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But like as far as like I looked up how much it would have been if it was in Seattle, that weekend.
Hmm.
So like if I want to get a hotel not like in like East Harlem, I think the hotel for like 3 nights was like 600
Okay.
versus if I wanted to do it in Seattle across the street from Seattle Center, it was 330.
Yeah, that's definitely a big difference. I don't think that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It is the city that never sleeps, the Big Apple,
I
whatever else you
know.
call it. Like one of the most world famous cities
That's true.
in our solar system, right? Like as far as cities in the United States go,
Solar
I
system.
yeah,
I like that.
I
Sorry, I
almost
just
said
couldn't say it.
one of the biggest world cities of the world in the
Stories of
world.
the
You
world in
know,
the
yeah.
world. And you're like,
You know what?
oh
I'm
yeah.
going to solar system.
Solar system.
Because I know that's true. Uh, you know,
So that's fair. That's fair.
when you think about cities, if you're outside of the U.S. and you think about cities
You
in
think
the
New York.
U.S., New York's got to be top three, right? Like I think
Well, and like London is like
like
when you're thinking of not in the US, but like when you're thinking of like world cities, London is the other one, so that makes sense too, as far as
yeah,
like why they paired it that way.
I agree. I agree. Actually, you know what? I'm willing to say New York City's probably number one at the top of the mind of people outside the U.S. When they think about big American cities, they probably think about New York because
Oh yeah,
it's such a cornerstone of our nation. You know, it's where so many families got their start when they arrived
right. Very
to
Ellis
immigrate.
Island
Yeah,
story.
all that stuff.
No,
And
that's true. I
Statue of
do think it's a
Liberty. Oh, and I mean,
cool
less
spot.
cool, 9/11. I mean, all these things.
It
Uh,
is very, yeah,
it's an
memorable.
iconic city. Yeah, and I don't I would have expected those hotel rooms, like you said. I expected like all lodging, regardless of GoFest. Like GoFest, like New York probably doesn't give a damn about GoFest.
No,
Like they could take it or leave it. It's just another thing that happens to be have
in New
what doesn't
York,
want to happen
right.
in New York. So like those
That's
hotel
fair.
rooms, like in a smaller city, you would expect like hotels to become more expensive because of the event. I
And
just
this is
imagine
not gonna have
New
a
York.
different rate.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. I
Also, I don't really want to visit a like concrete city in the late August, even if it is on the coast. Like it's gonna be, I mean, it's not gonna be like Chicago hot, but it's still gonna be hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's not like,
August, so
yeah.
seems reasonable. But New
Um,
York is right on the water for, I don't know what August in New York is like, honestly, so I'm not sure on that.
oh, it's like upper 80s,
Okay. It could be
90s
worse. They
sometimes.
could have done
Oh,
GoFest in
in
like
Chicago
LA.
again.
Well, I was gonna say like something like at Los Angeles in August
It's not that bad in LA.
Or Dallas in August
LA is right by the water too.
or Houston. Or
Houston would be trash. Everyone would die.
everyone would die in Texas in August. It's so freaking hot. Or Louisiana, or like if they did like, oh,
Oh
New
my
Orleans
God.
in August. Can you imagine New Orleans in August? I've been there. It's
People would actually have heat stroke and die.
yeah, it's rough. It is rough in that under
And all
that
the
sun,
humidity.
Louisiana sun and the humidity. Yeah.
And then the other thing is I found out because I was like, I tweeted about it, so you might have already seen this already if you like follow my Twitter. But
At V Gracie Z.
at VGracieC. So the Airbnb there was a new law that was signed in New York City that all Airbnbs are going to be illegal unless they're like you have to you have to register them with the mayor. You have to and then you have to register them with the mayor, but not only that, but like you have to you can't have your own space. It has to be with the person who owns it. So you have to like share the space with them.
Mm-hmm.
None of the doors on the inside can have locks. Um it's like a bunch of like weird regulations, but
That
on
is
top of it,
weird.
like it's gonna be something that like you're not gonna want to stay there, right?
What does it mean the doors inside can't have locks? What about the bathroom?
I
Like
don't know.
someone could just barge in while you're pooping?
But like, surprise poop.
Speaking of which, hey, are you pooping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
There she goes, loving my life, pooping all throughout the house, just leaving a trail everywhere she goes.
leave it a trail.
Need to find her, just follow the trail.
That's funny.
Yeah, I guess it stands to reason if you're having a housing shortage where people actually need places to live to
Yep.
get to work and stuff like that, and you have all these places that are being bought and used as
And then like
Airbnbs.
empty. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So I think the regulations are I mean, obviously I think the law makes sense, but I don't know about like the actual
it
regulations inside. So like that's
so
not my thing, but
hotels are expensive, So people are like, I'm going to
Hmm.
look up. Naturally, when you go to some place where the hotels are expensive, the next thing you do is to try and get a deal is to try to look for Airbnbs to try and get underneath that
Right.
price.
Or Verba,
Um,
whatever you use.
right. So
All
then,
of all of it's the same as far as like the law. Like it's all
right,
the same. It's not just
right.
Airbnb.
So I'm saying like if all the hotels, if all the people that are trying to go visit New York City is just a vacation or whatever, they start looking for Airbnbs because hotels are so expensive. Then all of a sudden there's a huge need for Airbnbs, so people start buying up property to turn them into Airbnbs just so that they can come in underneath that hotel number.
Yeah.
Um,
Now it's
and
illegal.
and so now like the hotels are like we want our money. So yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, and like the hotel prices are probably gonna go up because they don't have as much competition.
I wonder if it would be possible to like be outside of New York City and just commute in. Like if you, I don't know how close. You
No.
know, bad
So my
idea.
cousin, well, okay, so like it's in of the boroughs,
Hmm.
it's between Harlem and Bronx. I was told by a family member that lives in Manhattan, do not stay in the Bronx
Okay.
or South Bronx. Like don't. Um, this is coming from someone who's like I know people like are scared about like some people get really touchy about like racial or like um other like issues in like neighborhoods, but this is not the case. Like she used to live in East Harlem. She's like very, progressive and like knows like the city in and out. And she just said don't stay in the Bronx. She's like stay in Harlem. So she's like it's much much better area. And so I was like okay. And so um what was I saying? Oh, so she lives
Nobody
in Manhattan.
knows.
I don't know. She lives in Manhattan. And so like I asked her like, "Hey, can I stay with you?" And she's like, "Well, where's the thing at?" It's almost an hour commute from Manhattan to this place by train
It
or
sucks.
by transit, whatever it
And
is.
and you know all
And
those
that's
trains are filled with ghost faces. If I'm led to believe that Scream is
oh,
based on a real
obviously.
story, yeah.
Obviously. So it's like one of those things like if you're outside of New York City, it's like as the even like all the boroughs, you'd be like hours to get into the city.
Yeah. That a
And
bummer.
so,
Well,
yeah.
our
So, I
so
mean,
our
so what I mean by this is I hope everyone that goes has fun. I
oh,
hope that
absolutely.
I hope that it works out for everybody else, but we will not be able to go.
I
Also,
talking to
my
you about
husband.
yourself when you say the royal we.
Okay, well, my husband also cannot go
Okay. So
because he will be teaching.
our after DARKRAI representative has been kicked from the event. What it actually was
Rude.
is Niantic said that Gracie was too cool,
I was
and that
banned.
if she went, then they couldn't let anybody else in because it would just be she's
I
just
would
too
take up all the
awesome.
cool space.
Yeah, all the cool space. So, maybe next year, Gracie. I was kind of hoping for Seattle again too.
Me
Although
too.
I'm sure that our compatriots like Ken Pescatore is going to have just a blast with the pub crawl
Right.
in New York City. I bet that's going to be a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
fun.
that sounds like fun. Like that
I
sounds like a great time.
That's mostly the reason I want to go is to visit with Pokemon friends and network and things like that. But as for me, I don't think I'm going to make it either yet again for the millionth year in a row. By the way, it's on August 18th, 19th, and 20th that you mentioned,
That's
like
what
you
I
mentioned
thought. I
earlier. Like
remember some of them, but I can remember if it was the whole.
currently dealing with a move and kids will be starting their new schools and stuff around that time. Like it's just going to be too
It's
busy in my life
hard.
around there. So it's extremely unlikely that your boy gets to go. No
Uh-uh.
word on like bonuses or like the featured Pokemon or anything like that just yet. They just announced like the days and the times, but I'm sure me and Gracie will do the global event
Oh
when
yeah.
when
Oh,
the
they did
beach is
announce
full.
like as far as like tickets and stuff, they did announce like they're still gonna do like the add-ons or something like that. Like, like you could do an egg thing or a citywide thing. They
Yeah,
did
I heard
announce
about
that
that,
for it.
but I also just couldn't care enough to pay attention.
That's fair.
I don't need to hatch those loot boxes. Other news, there
No.
was a Scarlet and Violet leak, which gives the release date for Pokemon Home compatibility May 12th. So less than a month here, we'll have home compatibility finally. And I feel like it's kind of too late for me. Like I've done everything that I'm willing to do in Scarlet and Violet. I don't really have any interest in pulling my hair out at a 7-star raid and constantly trying to build up new Pokemon specifically just to beat a raid and get a like it's usually not too hard to do like a mystery trade and get a baby version.
Yeah,
When people breed for shinies, they tend to just put those in the mystery trade, and you end up getting one that way. That's how I got, Froakie and a couple others, but
nice.
I just
Yeah, I
it's
feel
just
like
not
that's a
not
big.
for me. If they were
I
a
feel like
little bit easier, like if they were 5-star raids, I would think it's more fun. But like when you're getting up into those 7-star boys, they're just too, yeah, it's just not fun.
well, and it's one of those things where I've never had great success with them unless I'm in like a voice call with other people, and then it's like you have to like make sure everyone's like on the same page
You
or
know
like
what?
you know what I
I
mean.
was
Like
gonna
it's
say
not
the
as fun.
same exact thing. I was gonna say like something as hard as a 7-star raid that requires coordination. It would be so useful if you could talk to people that you're in the game with. Okay, the boss just used this move. You need to use this move.
Right,
Um,
and that's the whole thing is like I understand like they're very resistant to turn on like communication like that, and understandably
Very
so.
resistant to provide basic gamer experiences that other companies do, and it's like not a big deal. Like a 10-year-old can
Well,
get on his PlayStation and talk with his friends on Fortnite, and the world hasn't come to the end. Nintendo, catch
I
up to the fucking
know,
times. You
but
can still
they
you
don't want
can
to
but no, we're
ruin the
not giving them
children.
no, we're not giving them a buy. You can offer that full functionality and still gatekeep it behind parental controls.
That's fair. That's fair.
Easy. Then
You could
if
do
you're
more
an
that way.
adult male or female like us and want to talk to each other while you do a raid to best coordinate
Or
your
non-binary.
strategies, you can turn off the parental controls and play because you're an adult. Like, I don't get why it's so hard to implement. You have all the money and time and talent in the world to implement. And I'm not being specific to the Pokemon. I'm talking about Nintendo at this point. Like, it's like across
Yeah, no,
all
I
their
know what you're saying.
systems across all time. Like,
Well,
it's
I mean,
just
like Animal Crossing
if
has chat ability.
if I have to use a separate app on a separate device, so that like Discord on my phone, and then just to talk to people during a raid, it's just I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's just
Yeah.
it's outweighing the work to fun ratio is off balance, and I just don't want to do it. Um,
Well, yeah, and like that's the thing is like I said, like Animal Crossing has you can type. And so like there should be a way to like at least do that. So like yeah, sure, like voice maybe whatever. But like you should be able to
typing,
chat.
but
You
but
should be able to say
typing,
like
but there's a time limit on raids. Like you can't like if you're taking time to type, you're like losing time.
no, I
And
meant before it starts.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean
Like
that's true. But
I'm
you
gonna
need
start with this.
I'm going to start with this. This is what my Pokemon has as far as move goes. This is how we can strategize. Then you go into the raid,
Right.
but it still would be useful when the boss uses Swords
Oh
Dance.
yeah.
If you could say, "Oh, hey, does anybody have the move? I don't know, Protect or whatever." And then
Right.
like, "Oh, yeah, I do. I'll go ahead and use it on my next turn." Like that's kind of on the fly
That's fair.
strategy. So yeah, but anything. What I was saying was like Pokemon Home arriving is a little bit late. Like the time that I wish I
Yeah.
could have had access to my Pokemon in Pokemon Home so that I could play and have fun in the world of Scarlet and Violet. That time is to me is just it's kind of past. Like
Right. It's like it didn't
maybe
have
I'll
to be
do
right
it for
away,
the
but also like not this late.
I wish it was like within the first like 2 months.
Yeah, I
Like
think that's
I
reasonable.
give people 2 months to experience the game as intended and then
And then
after
open it up.
and then open it up because by then, Christmas is done. Maybe 3 months. Maybe you get through January or
Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a couple months, 2 months removed from Christmas. So
Right.
February.
But it's been several months. So,
Yeah. So it's 2 months. It's just a little miss the timing for me anyway. Like, maybe
oh,
I'll
for me
go
too.
to it.
I just,
Maybe when the DLC comes out, maybe I'll revisit it. If I decide to even pick up the DLC, we'll see.
well, there's a non-Pokemon game that's coming out that I'm probably gonna focus my time on, so we'll see.
Cassette Beasts.
No.
Oh, okay. There's also a
Breath of the Wild
Pokemon.
2, essentially.
Oh, that Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
An open world game. The first, you mean the sequel to the highly lauded first open world game of all time? Uh,
Not all time in
that's
Nintendo.
the way people treat it. There's also a Pokemon Presents on May 2nd, so look forward to that. I'm sure me and Gracie will watch it and
We
record our
will.
reaction for
Do
y'all.
you think they're gonna have another AI Pikachu? Did we
God,
ever
I
find out if
hope
that thing
not.
was real?
Nightmarish. It's a clone of a they
Clone.
crossbred a cat and a mouse and
It's very
inbred
upsetting.
enough. Yeah, yeah. And anyway, Cleavor Raid Day in May 6th. May 6th. So here in a couple,
May 6th.
like here really soon. So Cleavor from the Pokemon Legends Arceus, the Hisui region, is the ancient evolution of Scyther. It is coming to Pokemon Go, and it's going to have its own
Pokemon.
special in-game event May 6th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. local time. During this window, it will appear frequently in 3-star raids, which is chef's kiss. It's a
Mm-hmm.
nice point. Like Gracie will probably be able to solo those, which feels great to me.
Maybe.
It's
Maybe.
less. They need to rework gyms and raids a little bit, I think, anyway, because just buffing numbers and increasing numbers isn't a way to boost the fun factor of it, right? So I think 3 stars is a nice compromise there because I fully expected it to be 5 stars for no reason, even though it's not
Right.
legendary. Just to get the raid passes out of people. You also have an increased chance of encountering shiny Cleavor, which is a great shiny. It's green, bright green, just like Scyther. But I'm on the record as not liking Cleavor at all. I think
Really? Oh
he's
yeah, you do. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
I think he's a poorly designed Pokemon, and it's an ancient evolution of Scyther, but he doesn't maintain enough of Scyther to look like he just looks out of place in the
I'm
Scyther
looking
world.
at pictures of him right now again to remind
It's
myself.
very like jagged and crusty, which isn't what I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
I actually like I kind of appreciate it. I feel like it could have been definitely cleaner of a design, but I do like the idea of like the not guillotine, but like the
The axes.
I like those. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. But
They're just kind of, and then he's got these little spindly arms. I don't know.
I
There's
don't know.
just something off that with the design that I just don't really like. It's of note that you will not be able to evolve Scyther into Cleavor during this event, which tracks. I'm pretty sure there's some other Hisuian Pokemon that can't evolve from the regular Pokemon either. Um, but that's not really a big deal. I don't think. Again,
Right.
3 stars makes it more available. And the remote raid pass limit will be increased to 10 on Sunday, May 6th from 12 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. local time, I guess, if you wanted to pay for those things. Earn up to 5 additional daily raid passes from spinning gems for the event and up to 2 hours afterwards. And that is Cleavor. Fantastic. Gracie had to go do something. So while she did, I just wanted to show up this I don't know if you can see it. It's a Pokemon TCG mystery pack if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube. And it says, look for vintage packs. On the back, it says, just to say I love you each and every day. It is from that special pooper of mine. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to open this on live on the recording. And it looks here like we got a hollow Hippowdon right out the get-go. Not sure what set that's from. Does it say? I'm sure it says. I'm sure there's a symbol somewhere, and I'm just not familiar enough to know. But then we got a pack of Vivid Voltage, Sword and Shield Vivid Voltage. Welcome back, Gracie.
Hello.
I trust you wash your hands.
I did.
Lovely. So I was just saying how I was
Wait, you're still
gifted.
recording?
Yeah, I went ahead and wanted
Oh
to,
my God.
for the sake of time, you know.
Sorry.
I received just a gift pack of cards. It was actually a
Ooh.
mystery pack. Yeah, so I thought
Oh.
it'd be fun to open it on the show, which is something I had planned all along.
Nice.
And let's see, we have a
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whismer,
Okay.
very kind of cute art. He's crying
Oh.
in a fountain. He is the fountain? Question mark. Exegekutututut.
Okay.
Just hold it up to my head like I'm a psychic. A Woobat.
The Woobat.
Oh, Beldum. Look at
Oh.
that. Look at that art for Beldum.
Oh,
Oh,
is it shiny or is it just
no, that's my green
not shiny,
screen.
I mean foil?
No, it's not. It's just a cute just you Google Vivid Voltage Beldum, dear listener, and he's just like a little guy in like a little bush, just looking at you with his little
Oh,
eyeball. This is a hollow. It
that you
was.
just dropped.
Yeah, I just like flung it halfway
Threw it.
across the ground. Get out of here, fan B, fan fee.
Bambi.
This one is a hollow. I don't think we can get hollows are nightmarish,
I
but
can kind
they're
of see it.
Quagsire. Ooh, drop that one too. Quagsire. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see it.
Holding it up against my hair. Ooh, purple energy, the color of royalty.
Ooh, fancy.
A Matang, so I can involve my cute little Beldum.
Yeah, you can.
A Mightyena,
Mm.
fantastic. And a Beauty.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
I see it.
A Beauty. Just a standard Beauty. And a code card. What was the rare
Nice.
in this pack exactly?
The foil that was trying to be rare.
No, that was in the middle of the pack. They're usually in the front of the
Oh,
back. I guess maybe Mightyena would have been the rare.
well.
I'm not certain. They don't seem to have like a rarity on the card the way like Magic the Gathering does. Like Magic the Gathering has like a black symbol for common, a gray symbol for uncommon, and a gold symbol for rare. And then it's like a deep, like reddish gold for mythic.
Oh. So
Ooh.
our gaming store has gotten rid of a lot of their Pokemon stuff, unfortunately.
No,
But or
no.
cards, I mean, like they don't buy as many or like they don't have as many packs as they used to. But okay, this is like cheesy. And so like I don't think I'll actually go back and buy it, but
Love
I was like
cheese.
really I was like looking through their old binders and they have I don't know if this is gonna work. Hold on. Uh, we'll see. Hold on. They have the old
Slowbro?
Sabrina's
Oh, Sabrina's
Slowbro.
Slowbro.
Yeah, and it's like I looked it up on TCG and it's I mean it's like what $3 in TCG, which
Plus
for an
like
old
a
card,
dollar 99 for shipping, so it's going to cost you more like $5 to buy it off of
right? Well, I
TCG
just
with
meant
like a. Of
like they go off of TCG prices. So like
course, I'm finding that most stores do,
yeah. So
but
like if
you're
I
saving money in the store just on shipping.
yeah, but I'm just like most of the cards that you find that are like the old like original packs like these are like 2 cents. So I was like, that's interesting that it's like $3. But
hmm
I think I
Um,
don't know, I kind of want to go back and get it because it's like cute or like nostalgic kind of or whatever. But
not
I don't know,
sponsored by tcgplayer.com,
not
but
at all.
please sponsor us.
But please sponsor us.
Please.
That'd be cool.
I just put in an order on TCG Player. So I'm building a Urabrask deck in Magic the Gathering, a commander deck specifically, and I
Those are
have
words.
those are words.
Hmm.
And if you look here at this fucking gorgeous card, like this is
Looks cool,
all this like
whatever it is.
light coloring. It's hard to tell. Is foil.
I can tell that. Yeah, I
Like
can
the
see like the
whole card,
rainbowy.
like even the letter. Well, yeah, even the letters look like the whole thing is foil, and it's just a beautiful card, and it's a double-sided card as well.
Oh wow.
So if you look on the back, there's the back of the card also as well.
Hmm. I didn't
So
know. How do you like hide that? Like how do
how do you play
you
with
just
it?
know? Like how do you just know before?
Well, so in Commander, your commander is removed from the game in the command zone, so you don't actually put it in the deck. So I have
Oh,
I have the regular copy of Urabrask, as you'll see here. So what I've done is I'll when I play with this card in a deck, my you know, I
oh,
just, when I can
you
play
just
him,
put it in the
I
little
play him,
sleeve.
and then when his ability triggers and he flips over to the other side, I just use the other one.
Ah, cool.
And because they're removed from the game and they're not actually in the actual deck, it's no big deal. Um,
Right.
but flip cards are annoying when it comes to sleeves because you can't use clear sleeves with them at all. They're just a pain in the ass. Anyway, so like I'm building an Urabrask commander deck, and I bought maybe half the cards for it. It cost me $30.
It's a lot for a card.
There's 100 cards in a commander deck, and like 40 of them are basic land, or well, not maybe not basic lands, but just land cards in general. Like 35 to 42. It's somewhere around there, depending on the deck composition. So really, your deck is only like 55 to 60 cards or something. around there. So I bought maybe 30-ish, maybe a little less cards than that for $30. It's brutal.
Wow.
And I left out the high dollar cards, the cards that were between like $3 and $8 a piece.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll save that bullet for later. I don't buy cards
Right.
that are more than $10 unless they're named Miriam. She's worth every penny in the
Every
world.
penny.
Anyway, we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll do the Pokemon of the day as voted by our Patreon members. If you would like to get on top of that and help decide what Pokemon we talk about on the Letter Half the Show, check us out on patreon.com/poddog. Thank you so much, Cisco M, Ken P, Steffi L, Mom Mine. Is that everybody?
I feel like there's one more.
I feel like there is one more. God damn it. I'm always like, I've done this so much that it's just a monstrous pain when like my brain just
Your brain
explodes.
farts.
Yeah. And I feel shitty about it too, you know?
Well, it happens. Brains
Steve
no
Steve S, Mom
I was gonna
Mine,
say,
Ken
there we
P,
go.
Cisco M, and Steffi L.
There we go.
Yeah, how could I possibly have forgotten our literal first patron? I love you,
Yeah.
buddy. So yeah,
Honorary forever.
we'll be right back after these messages.
God damn it. Someday,
but not today. Gracie, this show is brought to you by I legitimately don't know. Look, Gracie, sometimes life is hard, and you know those ads where like when you're not feeling right and you want to talk to a camp counselor over the phone, and if you don't find the right one for you, you can always request a new one with no questions asked. This is not an ad about that. This is more like if your blood is dirty and you need it cleaned. What's that called? Dilation.
Leaching?
Dissolution.
Hold on, don't say words. Hold on. No. Dialysis.
If you need dialysis, look, there's only one place to go to get your blood filtered. Get all of the bad and the awful things out of it, including all your sadness, all your rage, all your urge to burn every city you come across into cinders, all your violent blood. That's right, it's Violent Blood Filtering Services by Gyarados.
Oh.
Gracie, we had your blood filtered to get all the violence out, and that's why you're so sleepy this morning.
Yeah, but the sadness is still there.
We're gonna have to send you back through. A Gyarados literally just clamps down on the on your little toesies and just sucks out the blood, and then spits it right back into your mouth after it's filtered out.
No! Also, don't touch my toes.
Use offer code after DARKRAI /Gracie's Toes 2023, and you'll receive 10% off your next order of getting your violent blood sucked through your toe. Violent Blood Filtering Services.
I thought you were going to say 10% off my toes.
Get yours today.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, we're back.
Do it.
We're back, and we're a snack. We're back from the Totally Real ad. I don't know what it was for because it was, recording it.
Yeah.
It was recorded after the fact and then inserted in, as all our ads are. But thank you, dear sponsor, for your patronage. We do appreciate you. And I believe that offer code, if you need it, was after DARKRAI X Gracie's Toes #
Oh my god.
Lick 'em good. And our Pokemon, as voted on by our Patreon members, it's Charizard. Charizard. I mean, indeed, who could not?
Yeah, it's true. Charmander's
He's an
Ulta.
icon of Pokemon, arguably. I mean, I would say as, or at least very much as recognizable to the Pokemon brand as Pikachu.
I would agree with that. Like every like ad like you see is another Pikachu or Charizard.
Yeah, like every hedge fund manager knows that a Charizard Pokemon card is worth millions. So like even up in the upper echelons of the elite, they know what a Charizard is just based on that fact alone. But Charizard is the flame Pokemon, and we're gonna start with my boy Charmander.
Do it.
Charmander, number 4, the lizard Pokemon, evolves in Charmeleon at level 16 and Charizard at level 36. And along with Bulbasaur and Squirtle are the OG starter Pokemon from Red, Green, Blue, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Gracie, who did you pick originally in those original games?
Oh my God. I think I picked Charmander.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
feel
take
like
it
I
back.
did.
There are plenty of times when I played those games where I picked Bulbasaur as well.
I
But
do love Bulbasaur too. But I feel like I picked
obviously,
Charmander like the first time.
yeah. Obviously, he prefers hot places. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. Oh, remember the anime? It was abandoned on the rock, and then it
Dude,
got rained on. Almost
so
died.
like obviously like, my son is like that age now. He's starting to watch him. We watched that one, and he was like, "Charmander's sad," and I'm like, "Yeah, buddy," and I'm like crying in the corner, like, "Yeah, buddy, he's sad,"
He's
and like I don't know, my kid is like super in touch with his emotions, so it's like super
huh?
sweet. But also like one of those things where I was just like trying not to cry also. But I remember that as a kid too, like that hurt my heart, man.
Yeah,
I wanted to take that Charmander in and like
it's a literal just it's a shared experience that we all have with Pokemon. We all know about
yeah,
Ash's abandoned Charmander that almost died, and he was very sad, and then later evolved into a Charizard that was just a fucking
a
prick,
dick.
just a
I
dick. He's
know.
like, Ash. He's like, I love you, but I don't respect you. I'm big and bad now, and
Not disciplined.
I'm only gonna,
He
I'm only
was
gonna
like
do what you
peak
want
teenager,
when you really need me to do what you want. Like when lives are on the line, that's when I'll follow through.
peak teenager energy.
Oh, but what an icon. The flame at the tip of its tail makes a sound as it burns. You can only hear it in quiet places, and even the newborns have flaming tails. Unfamiliar with fire, babies are said to accidentally burn themselves.
Hold on. I need to see a newborn Charmander.
Go ahead. The flame on its tail shows the strength of its life force. If it's weak, the flame also burns weakly.
Oh, I meant in real life.
If it's healthy, the flame burns brightly. No, go ahead. Google's it.
No, I know. I meant like I want to see one in real life, like a
Uh,
baby Charmander.
if it's healthy, the flame on the tip of its tail will burn vigorously, even if it gets a bit wet.
Yeah, well, same.
The flame that burns on the tip of its tail is an indication of its emotions. The flame wavers when Charmander is enjoying itself. If the Pokemon becomes enraged, it burns fiercely. From the time it is From the time it is born, a flame burns at the tip of its tail. Its life would end if it ever were to go out.
I hate that. It's so sad.
It is very sad. A lot of this is just a lot of the same.
Okay, what's the next one then?
I'm working on it.
Okay, sorry.
The fire on the tip of its tail is a measure of its life, and if it's healthy, it burns intensely. That's it.
That's so precious.
It's not in. Oh yeah, I guess in some of the later games here, uh, it's you can get one in Paldea in Scarlet and Violet, but it has no Pokédex entry.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because your Charizard it was in raids, so you can breed it. That's how I got it.
I got one through the mystery trade too, because I'm cool.
Nice.
Uh, decent shiny. It's yellow.
Yeah, it's not as noticeable as some of them, but it's still like a good.
New Niue released a $1 coin featuring Charmander as part of a commemorative promotion for the Pokemon franchise, with Charmander on one side and the nation's coat of ours on the other. I don't know what the nation of Niue is. In Gen 1, on its sprite and first artwork, Charmander's back is depicted as having a small line of spikes The spikes were not shown in the sprites and artwork of later generations. Blue's Charmander also had these spikes in the Pokemon Adventures manga, where the spikes were larger and easier to use. The spikes were also seen in Green's Charmander from the Pokemon Pocket Monsters manga. Charmander,
Also,
go ahead.
look how cute it is. If you're watching this on the thing, this is a DeviantArt page by Tico Pets, but look how cute this thing is. Like,
That's pretty adorable.
precious. Okay, continue.
Charmander, Cyndaquil, and the respective evolutionary lines have exactly the same base stats in the same distribution. And Charmander's hand has an inconsistent number of fingers in its design. The original sprites featured 3 fingers, while artwork by Ken Sugimori drew based on those sprites had 4 fingers. Currently, the trading card game, anime, including movies and special artwork unrelated, and games and merchandise use a 3-fingered hand design, which was made by Atsuko Nishida. And while the 3D models and the artwork based on those, such as the one made for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, feature the 4-fingered hand design.
Oh, wow. That's something that I definitely would not have noticed.
I've never noticed that. And its design is based on a salamander lizard.
Wow.
Next, we have Charmeleon, number 5, the flame Pokemon. He's a rude dude with attitude.
Charizard!
When it swings its burning tail, it elevates the temperature to unbearably high levels. You mean Charmeleon?
Oh yeah, I was taking Charmander still.
Yeah. Tough fights could excite this Pokemon. When excited, it may blow out bluish-white flames. It appears to be very vicious. It attacks with razor-sharp claws and won't stop until the enemy is defeated. It is very hot-headed by nature, so it constantly seeks opponents. It calms down only when it wins. It has a barbaric nature. In battle, it whips its fiery tail around and slashes away with sharp claws. If it becomes agitated during battle, it will spout intense flames, incinerating its surroundings.
Wow.
It is very hot-headed by nature. Oh, I already said that one.
Very good.
It mercilessly destroys its foes using its sharp claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without pity, its sharp claws destroy foes.
No pity here.
It lashes about with its tail to knock down its foe. It then tears up the fallen opponent with sharp claws. I'm starting to see a trend.
Trend, yeah.
When it swings its burning tail, it elevates the air temperature to unbearably high levels. In the Rocky Mountains where it lives, their fiery tails shine at night like stars.
I like how it lives in the Rocky Mountains, but it's like...
You never see them there.
It's also snowy there?
Yeah, in the Rocky Mountains... I mean, it could be like a desert or something. In the Rocky Mountains, their fiery tail. So it's assuming that there's a place like where Charmander's line is native to, which should be the case, right? Like every Pokemon should have like a native place where it's from. Yeah. Although the starters, you never see that because they're starter Pokemon. You just where are they at in the ecosystem? We don't know.
We don't know. I was thinking of like the actual Rocky Mountains though.
I like to assume. Oh, I see. I like to assume that like the starter Pokemon were so popular that they were literally like hunted to extinction in the wild and only exist as like pets. Like that's happening to things like lizards and snakes and tarantulas. Like they're being harvested too fast from the wild, coupled with destruction of their habitat by human encroachment.
That's actually
a bunch of them are.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say a bunch of them are going extinct in the wild, but they're not fully extinct because they still exist in people's collections or as pets, in the pet trade.
Axolotls are that way. They're like very rare in the wild, but they're super popular in captivity.
They really are. They make good pets.
They are wonderful.
But also axolotls are so easy to breed that you are unlikely to like go to like a pet store or a show and buy a wild caught one. Like they're
all bred. Yeah. Like I used to have them and like they like you have to make sure you don't get a male and a female because they will lay hundreds of eggs in your aquarium. So
I imagine that wherever Charmander was from, where it would light the night sky, they probably built a Walmart there, and you can only get one in like a captive bred Charmander nowadays, which is why you ended up with a starter. It has a barbaric nature. In battle, it whips its fiery tail around. It's constantly seeking opponents.
Constant. It'll fight a tree if it has to. Maybe.
That's pretty much it.
I like it.
Shiny, also yellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's the flame Pokemon, which is shares that title with Charizard, Flareon, Cantonian Moltres, and Infernape.
I've always wondered if every single one is different or if there are some duplicates, so that answers
There's
that
definitely a
question.
lot of duplicates because I think there's plenty of like mouse Pokemon or small bird Pokemon or whatever. I'm
I
sure.
always thought they like changed the name just a little bit, but maybe not.
Charmeleon and Quilava and their respective evolutionary lines have exactly the same base stats in the same distribution. In Gen 9, Charmeleon and Charizard cannot learn Metal Claw via TM, but Charmander can. Additionally, Charmeleon cannot learn Focus Blast via TM, but Charmander and Charizard can.
Oh,
And it's based off of lizards.
wow.
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 And then the big bad Charizard boy evolves from Charmeleon at level 36. It is the final form of Charmander, and it has 3 other forms. Mega
Does.
Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, and Gigantamax form Charizard. All of them look fucking rad.
I am. I always forget which number it is or which letter it is, but I really love.
The black
I
one, everyone loves the black one.
um. Yeah,
Yeah, everyone loves the black one. The
but I
wings
like it.
look
No, I like it when it's shiny because it's like green.
well. Oh yeah, I think you're right. But also because it's
That's
got the
cool.
blue fire like pouring out from the sides of its
Yeah.
mouth. It's got like the jagged wings. Like it looks just, and it changes the base color Charizard from red to black and
Yeah.
blue, and it looks sick.
I think it
Uh,
looks cool.
Mega Charizard X, by the way. Charizard is not a dragon. He's fire flying, but Mega Charizard X is fire dragon.
He finally reaches dragon status.
And Mega Charizard Y, which basically just looks like a buffer version of regular Charizard, it maintains fire flying and no color change. Funny story,
Right.
my kiddo was trading Pokemon cards. I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again real quick. He had a Mega Charizard X
Yeah.
card, like a very nice looking one. I think I looked it up and it was like worth $50 or something. And I said,
He traded it.
never trade this card. And he did. And the
He's like,
reason why he
okay, and he
did,
did.
yeah, well, the reason why he did was because he was conned. They said, "Oh, that's a fake card. It can't be real. Charizard's not a dragon type," and he believed it, and he traded the card away. And he's like, "Oh, it's okay, Brett. It wasn't real." And I go, "Why?" And he's like, "Charizard's not a dragon type." I'm like, "That one was," and I had to show him on the internet where Mega Charizard X was a dragon type, and it broke his
Here's the
soul.
thing though, is he will always remember that story. And here's the thing too, is he will never trust anyone ever again, and he'll do his own research.
That's why, and I
Maybe.
told him. Well, he's too young to do his own research now, but that's why I told him. Like,
I
if
know,
you're
but
ever in doubt about a card, like before
just wait.
trading it, wait till the next day and come talk to me first.
Yeah.
Uh,
But no, that's hard. That's a
so
hard
that
thing to learn.
it is, and something like that has happened to all of us at some point.
Oh yeah.
Like right now, I'm trying to sell a couch, and I'm getting people from Russia and stuff that are like, "Oh, let me pay you via
Just ship
cashier's
it.
check," and then I'll have a crew come pick it up, and I'm like,
Like, no, you're not.
"No, you're gonna come in person, and you're gonna pay in cash, and you're gonna leave with it the same day."
Yep. And you have to come ship it.
Where
Or not ship it,
where
pick it up.
where are those people at today? They certainly ain't blowing up my inbox now.
Nope.
Spits fire that is hot enough to melt boulders, known to cause forest fires unintentionally. Hang on, let's Google this real quick.
Poor guy.
Why is that a poor guy?
Because he causes forest fires, he doesn't mean to.
How hot to melt boulders? We'll just say rocks.
It's gonna depend on the mineral of the rock.
Needs to be between 600 and 1300 degrees Celsius or 1100 and 2400
Jesus.
degrees Fahrenheit to melt a rock, turning it into a substance called magma.
So it basically can make volcanoes if it wants to.
It is. When expelling a blast of super hot fire, the red flame at the tip of its tail burns more intensely. Its fiery breath reaches incredible temperatures. It can quickly melt glaciers weighing 10,000 tons. So Charizard is behind
That's pretty
global warming.
intense. Damn it, Charizard.
He's burning down forests and melting the ice caps.
Yeah. What are you doing, buddy?
No wonder we needed to make them extinct. If Charizard becomes furious, the flame at the tip of its tail flares up into a whitish blue color. It can melt almost anything. Its breath inflicts terrible pain on enemies, I imagine.
Well,
At least the,
yeah.
at least the wound would be cauterized, I guess.
Uh,
It
after you're dead.
it uses its wings to fly high. The temperature of its fire increases as it gains experience in battle. If it becomes furious, the tail flares up in a whitish blue color, flies around the sky in search of powerful opponents. It can melt anything. It never turns its fiery breath on any opponent weaker than itself. So then it just doesn't use it then.
Yeah, that's weird.
A Charizard flies around looking strong. I just basically just said that. However, it'll never torch a weaker foe. Its wings can carry this Pokemon close to an altitude of 4,600 feet. It,
All right.
it blows out very hot fire at very high temperatures. So it goes all the way up into the sky, 4,600 feet, and then it blows out fire at very high temperatures. Ergo, hole in the ozone layer.
What?
Charizard.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
What'd you say?
The Pokedex entry for Fire Red says its wings can carry this Pokemon close to an altitude of 4,600
No, I
feet.
didn't hear the last thing you said.
It blows out fire at very high temperatures. So I'm saying Charizard flies up 4,600 feet.
Yeah.
Then it blows out those extremely hot fires that we know can melt boulders, and ergo, hole in the ozone layer.
Oh. Ozone. Got it. That's
So
the word I didn't hear.
It's responsible for the hole in the ozone layer, global warming, melting our ice caps, and forest fires.
Charizard needs to go to Environment 101.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to read up on his global climate literature. Chill out. Chill out, Charizard. Chill out. I mean, I don't know.
So 4,600 feet is less than a mile. So
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's not that high, but it's pretty. I mean, it's high for
0.8 miles.
Planes fly at 30,000 feet. So
yeah. So he's not even. He's barely in the atmosphere. It's high for us, but
oh yeah.
It spits fire that is hot enough to melt boulders. Oh yeah, it causes forest fires by blowing flames. Yeah. Pretty much more of the same. The colossal flame wing figure of a Charizard was brought about by Gigantamax energy. The flame inside its body burns hotter than 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. When Charizard roars, that temperature climbs even higher. That's for Gigantamax.
Okay. I was like, wow. No, that makes sense.
And let's see here for trivia. Good shinies.
Yeah.
Regular Charizard is black. Mega Charizard X is the greenish color, like you mentioned. Charizard Y is not black, but it's more like a deep blue, purple. And then Gigantamax Charizard is also kind of like a deep purple.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Shares its thing, the flame Pokemon with Charmeleon, Charizard, Flareon, Moltres, Infernape, blah blah blah. Charizard and Mewtwo share several Mega Evolution similarities. Both Pokemon are the only ones to have 2 Mega Evolutions instead of 1. Both their Y Mega Evolutions were introduced before their X ones. Both Pokemon changed their typing in their X Mega Evolutions while they remain the same type in their Y ones.
Oh, wow. Somebody was in the planning meeting. We're like, all right, let's do these 2 now.
Yeah, they're basically like, let's pick the 2 most popular that aren't Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to Gen 6, Charizard and Rhyhorn shared nearly the same cry. This cry was updated and reused for Mega Charizard Y. It holds the distinction of being the first Pokemon to appear in the Japanese version of the anime, as it is the first one to appear in the opening. However, outside of Japan, Mewtwo is the first to appear.
What?
Yeah. There you go.
I feel like I remember Charizard being first.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
It is the only Pokemon in Super Smash Bros. Series that transitioned from a Pokeball Pokemon to a playable character. I thought Lucario was also playable.
I honestly don't remember that one.
Charizard and Jetonian Typhlosion, along with their respective evolutionary lines, have exactly the same base stats and the same distribution. Charizard was the focus of Pokemon Center promotions in April 2010. Thanks for that. Mega Charizard Y has the highest base special attack stat of all fire types, and it was the inspiration for the naming of Chilicola Charizard, a species of stem nesting bees. The discoverer, Spencer K. Moncton, was inspired to name the species after Charizard thanks to its mountainous habitat and the orange coloration found in the first specimen he observed.
Hold on, you need to send that to Cody
I need to
right now.
send that to Cody right now. I will do that
Right
after the show.
fucking now.
But also, like, you would think that they would name Charizard like a new species, like after a lizard, right? You would have thought.
Yeah, but if that's like your line of work, and you're like, I want to make this a bee.
I mean, yeah,
You know
I'm
what
not
I
going to
mean?
be that critical. Charizard is the only Pokemon not in the Alola Pokédex to be a ride Pokemon in Sun and Moon, where it's unobtainable via normal gameplay in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Oh my gosh, Mewtwo is the first one. Sorry, I went to go
Wow.
look it up.
That's cool.
And then
No, I'm
Mew.
glad for confirmation. Charizard is the only, yeah, because they like show up in the middle and they're like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then
And as a
yeah.
kid, you're like, what the hell is that? Charizard is the only non-Galar starter Pokemon to be in the Galar Pokédex in the base game of Sword and Shield.
Yeah, because they introduced it later.
It is the most common Pokemon found amongst champions, being used by 4 of them. And because of its beauty and elegance, Drift Veil Drawbridge is also referred to as Charizard Bridge. I don't think about Charizard when I think of beauty and elegance, but sure.
I
It's
think elegance, maybe not beauty. I don't know.
its pre-evolved forms in Mega Charizard X were designed by Atsuko Nishida, and it is Nishida's favorite Pokemon.
That's cute.
In the Pokemon of the Year poll held by the Pokemon Company in 2020, Charizard was voted the most popular Generation 1 Pokemon, receiving 93,968 votes. It was also the 4th most popular Pokemon overall. That means it beat out Pikachu. So I wonder what the other one, because there's 3 other non-Gen 1 Pokemons that were more popular. You know what I mean? Like what?
What other ones were super popular?
So I'm on the list now. Do you want to guess?
Wait.
You're going to be shocked by at least 2 of these.
Okay, wait. So, give me the criteria.
They're not Gen 1. So Charizard is the highest ranking Gen 1 Pokemon.
Okay. What is the
at
other?
number 4? So there's 3 more above it that are not Gen 1 Pokemon, and they're more popular than Charizard.
Not Gen 1?
They're not Gen 1. The top 3 most popular Pokemon as voted on by the public.
What year was this?
2020.
Okay, so like.
So they probably gathered the stats in 2019.
Okay.
February 2020.
So
I'm wrong. It was the voting was from February 2020. That's when it started. Sorry.
Okay. Oh. Blissey?
You think Blissey was voted top 3 Pokemon of all time?
Oh, all time.
Yeah, this is all time, like popular, like trying to find the most popular
Rayquaza.
Pokemon of all time. That's a great guess, but Rayquaza is number 8.
Oh. And not Gen 1.
And it's not Gen 1. You give up?
One of the Eevee evolutions.
Incorrect.
Okay, I don't know then.
The first Eevee evolution is Umbreon at number 5, and then Sylveon at number 6. I'll go ahead and just give you number 10 is Gengar, number 9 is Gardevoir, 8 is Rayquaza, 7 is Garchomp, 6 is Sylveon, 5 is Umbreon, 4 is Charizard. Number 3, coming in at 99,077 votes. That's like 5,000 more votes than Charizard got. Is Mimikyu.
I mean, it's Pikachu-esque.
I could see that being super popular. I don't know.
It's got like lore on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's got like a weird story,
and it's adorable.
I
then
do like it a lot.
Above Mimikyu at the number 2 spot at 102,259 votes, and I can't believe this because I refuse to believe these people actually exist, is Lucario.
You know why?
They're always shoving Lucario shit down our throats, trying to get us convince us that Lucario is popular. No, I don't know why.
It's got okay, so this is like the internet being creepy. It has like big hips.
Okay, moving on.
People are weird.
Number 1, At a staggering, I mean, not even close, 140,559 votes. I mean, that's a considerable amount more. Is Greninja.
What?
I buy Greninja being top 3, but I don't see it beating Charizard, which is surprising.
I don't even like know. I mean, I guess I came into the games later, right? So like I don't.
Greninja's really popular. Like, I'm not
Is it
discounting.
okay?
I'm not discounting that Greninja is super popular. I just would not have picked it over Charizard.
No.
I'd have put Charizard at like probably 1 or 2 for most popular. So this is surprising to me.
I do remember when it came out and Go, people were super excited because everyone was going to use it for PvP, and then it's not good for PvP. I do remember that.
What's your favorite region?
In in like the universe of Pokemon.
Yeah. No, real
Um,
life. I
I don't know.
don't know.
Like it depends on. Are we talking just like?
Just pick one.
Hold
God.
on. No, I want to know. Are you talking about like landscape or just Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, the landscape, Gracie. Which region of
What
Pokemon has your
game? I
favorite? Oh,
don't know. Oh my God. Don't.
what was
What's
your favorite
yours?
game then?
What's yours?
My favorite Pokemon game?
Yeah, what's your favorite region?
Probably X and Y. So what is that? Unova?
I don't know.
Maybe you don't know.
I mean, I do know, but
Chandelure was the most popular Unova Pokemon.
I
That's
mean,
is surprising to me.
um,
Chandelure out of all of them?
I like Chandelure.
I like Chandelure too, but oh wait, no, that's not X and Y. I'm sorry. Hang on a
Mm.
second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Okay, X and Y is Kalos. I'm sorry. So Kalos is my favorite.
I feel like I don't.
So Kalos, number 1 is Greninja. So there you go. 2 is Sylveon, 3 is
Um,
H slash.
I got you. I don't know. I mean, I like. I don't know. I like the like Sinnoh Hisuian like add-on. I think that's pretty cool.
Hisui is not represented in this voting, at least not yet.
Okay. So like maybe
Uh,
like that would be a thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Fuck it.
I don't know. I like the Paldea stuff too.
And it's also probably too. It's also not represented. It's
Too
probably too new
new.
for that. Um,
That's fair.
let's see.
Kanto.
The most popular Kanto Pokemon is Charizard, followed by
Mhm.
Gengar, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Eevee, Dragonite, Mew, Mewtwo, Arcanine,
Why Gengar? People
Lapras.
just really love
Gen-
ghost Pokemon.
Gengar is super popular. Who would have guessed? I lost
I
my
mean, I
spot.
guess it's like popular in like cards and stuff. I just
The current design of a shiny Charizard was first seen in official art from 2001 between the releases of Crystal and Ruby and Sapphire. It appears in Pokemon Battle Chess and behaves like the bishop piece in chess, but can also move 1 square backwards. And Diamond and Pearl is the only anime series to not feature a Charizard in any capacity.
wow.
In Gen 9, Charizard is unable to learn both Metal Claw and False Swipe via TM, while its pre-evolutions can learn False Swipe and Charmander can learn Metal Claw. We said that.
Cool.
Cool. We did it.
Yay.
So Charizard needs to learn to recycle
Mm-hmm.
and not burn holes in the ozone layer
Mm-hmm.
and not melt our ice caps,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
He needs to go to Environment Sensitivity 101.
Environmental terrorist. That's the name of this episode. Environmental terror.
That's
Eco
terrible.
eco terrorist Charizard.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Rehab. Not rehab. What rehabilitation.
So it was me and Charizard, and we were doing a show called Pokemon After DARKRAI, and
Mm-hmm.
Charizard snorted at me, wondering why isn't the show called? Why do you carry a Charmander around with you if it's called DARKRAI? Wouldn't you be with a DARKRAI? Like it doesn't make any sense, Brett. And I was like, you know what? Talk to Brett 3 or 4 or 5 years ago and tell him that, yeah, it would make more sense if it was me and Darkrai, but it's not. Darkrai is he's beyond my capabilities, trapped forever on Route
I
10
feel like Darkrai is like the overlord, and like you
with
and Charmander are just like
my Char.
chugging along.
Well, yeah, well, my wet Charmander. He's very wet at all times. My
Yeah.
poor guy. Ooh.
Okay. Ew.
Uh, and then so Charizard was like, I don't want to, I'm tired of your fucking excuses. So, do you know what happened next, Gracie?
He probably burned the shit out of you because he
He
was mad.
he used flamethrower and burned the shit out of me because he was mad. And after you get a Charizard,
Darkrai will hold,
I didn't make this
make
so
a.
easy on
No, you didn't. Hold on.
you. After you get a Charmander,
Darkrai will make it
grand
banter.
grander,
Banter.
sure. After you
You
get a
would.
Charmander, uh, Darkrai won't put up with that slander.
You think that as an English teacher, I'd be better at rhyming shit, but I'm not.
Charmander, Darkrai will come and make things grander. Charmander,
Well,
Darkrai,
eat you with a sander.
Darkrai will cook you up and eat you like a salamander. I don't know.
Mm, we'll come at you with a
I mean,
sander.
you got Bander,
Blander.
Sander,
Banter.
a Blander. You from
Blander.
West Virginia now, where we put our Charmanders in a
That's a
blender.
blander.
Charmander brand blenders. Uh oh, I think I know what next week is gonna be.
Yeah.
Shit.